Hello, folks, and welcome to Shadowlands. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be doing it this soon. Not that you'll notice, but due to the delay in me getting to editing and actually releasing stuff, I'm probably just gonna start these up. Like, the moment, my last bit of WoW finished. Sanded Skirt, Radovich Kingbear. Oh, that's nice. Oh, it's time walking, okay. Probably by the moment I finish, I have all my, oh yeah, there's these conversations now. Darren, let me see. There's bits happening here and it's throwing me. The moment I finish, Jiminy Cricket. My mind is blanking here. Apologies. Yeah, basically, the moment I get the WoW footage edited and the older WoW footage for Battle for Azeroth edited and uploaded, I'm probably going to go straight into this. I was thinking there'll be a delay or what have you, but no, I'm probably just going to go straight into this. That being said, it's probably still going to linger. There's probably still going to be a delay before I can get into even that footage. But yeah, gonna just move on to this straight away. It is the 2nd of January now.
Champion, the veil between our world and the Shadowlands has been sundered.
Kind of weird seeing his chin.
The Ebon Blade stands ready. I await you in Stormwind. Come, before the icy grasp of death claims all of Azeroth.
So yeah, it's 2nd of January. So just to give you a time frame for this. The time has come, Paladin. I, Lord Bolvar Dragon, requests your presence atop Icecrown Citadel. Meet me in Stormwind and I'll take you to him. If not, keep him waiting. Yeah, you know what? Let's head and get the Christmas stuff. How long do I have left on this? A while. Like 2 weeks-ish. I'm actually inclined to mess with this right now, apologies. I'm just worried that I'm gonna lose money. Wait. Some of my add-ons aren't on. What the hell? Hey folks, let's continue. As I was saying in that little bonus thing that we released alongside this, I stopped there to fix the add-ons, still have only partially fixed them, and I'm... sorry, my mind wandered. Then I did some auctions. So, let us get on with it, shall we? On to the capital over here to get a portal to the Dead Knight's base. Oh, actually, no. Before I go. For those who watched my channel previously, you know back in Legion they told me to get the fuck out of Arceus. During one of the quests.
How may I be of service?
Firebinder, why don't you have any? Thought you had something.
How may I be of service? I foresee a mutually...
Was he the Pandaren reforging guy?
Welcome.
But, yeah, they told me to get the fuck out. So should I go with that, or should I go with this? Oh yeah, they're both the same. Let's go with this. Actually, no, maybe the green looks better. Actually, with my outfit as a whole, this sword. You know, good times. You know, just remind them of the good times. Sorry, the onlooker. Not that they can see much from down there. Hey, white man.
The stronghold of the Ebonblade has moved to Icecrown Citadel. My Deathgate will take us there. High Lord Bolvar Foredragon has recovered from his battle with Sylvanas Windrunner. He awaits us, along with our allies.
Those two are there. Still with abilities I can't have. Oh yeah. Tell me what happened.
There is no peace for the
Which cutscene is this? This is either... No, this is the one we saw. Yeah. If you want to see this, go have a look at the pre-patch. The pre-patch videos I did. They were a bit late, in releasing, but yeah, go have a look.
Before her minions abducted key leaders, the Banshee Queen attacked Icecrown. She cut a path to the Frozen Throne and seized the Helm of Domination. Look to the sky and you will see the results of her actions. I have never beheld anything like this. But shattering the Helm also freed Bolvar Foredragon from the burden of being the Lich King. Bolvar believes he knows where the Banshee has taken those she abducted. He awaits you at the Frozen Throne. The leaders of the Alliance and Horde have gathered with him.
May want to move it in a bit. That ice is designed to fall off.
We are driven by a single
peace remains tenuous.
retribution.
These are troubled times. Our people need stability. Alliance and Horde alike. We cannot risk sending Azeroth's leaders on what might well be a suicide mission. Our friends who were abducted would offer the same counsel.
Coward! I would pay any price to see that Banshee impaled upon my glaive.
I too want Sylvanas to answer for her crimes. But Lorthamar is right. Anduin wouldn't want us to risk the well-being of the Alliance for his sake.
The Kaldorei need you if they are to have any hope of finding peace, High Priestess.
You dare speak to me of peace? After the atrocities your kind inflicted?
Enough! The war is over. We can ill afford to start another. A far more pressing threat is at hand, and we must prepare to face it.
Wait. That isn't the guy from the Goblin Zones. Has some other Goblin shenanigans gone on? Has this guy rose to take his place? Or have I really just forgotten who the fuck he was? Or like what he looked like. Anyway, there's Kalia. There's Rokan. I think we've seen him previously in things, but I'm an Alliance person, so you don't really see Hordes too much. Here's Ultramar, who I've seen his voice actor in far too much. I know he's got like the same voice for everything, which I'm not complaining, it's a nice voice. It just, I've played so much fucking Destiny, 170 hours in like a little over a month, about, and a fair bit of it was listening to that voice. And the whole way through, all I could remember was Diablo 3, where for my entire run as the Crusader, It was just his voice. And then, traitor elf! Traitor elf. There's so much time grinding. Oh, thank you for liberating our city! Now get the fuck out! Traitor elf. Get some pants on. Here's Moradin.
To aid the Alliance?
There's Moradin.
It is a good day for a hunt.
I thought you were going to say good day to die. Here's Alira and her voidy self.
There's always time to tinker.
Here's Gilbin Stark and his metal heart.
We owe much to the Alliance.
Here's Gen Greymane
The
and
goddess gives me strength.
Tyrande PMS Wind. I know I'm in a sour mood right now.
Make it quick.
Some ritualists,
Listen.
random blades. Huh. No, I'm glad they got down the chained man thing that posts there. It was really awkward positioning. Like, Arthas is sitting here, he just looks up and just sees Bolvar's junk. Shards of Domination. I believe you can also find these down at any runes BDSM joint. Maybe I should edit that jibe at her out. I'll leave that to future me. Hey, big guy. Fancy pulling on some chest armor? Though somehow I don't think you feel the cold anymore. For those who don't know what happened to him, quick story. Bolvar Fordragon, well, he still is a human, but he was, for a time, regent. Though, admittedly, Nixia was right next to him, completely unbeknownst to him. And she, much like her father before her, was manipulating and controlling people around her. But yeah, he was regent for Anduin when his father was missing. Eventually, when the father came back and they brought the war to Northrend, Bolvar led the charge. In fact, he led the charge on one of the rat gates. The rat gate just down here. No, wait. Dragonbite. The rat gate just here. And the cutscene's still in the... Dark Iron Dwarf tunnel machines. Again, one of the add-ons I installed. The cutscene's still in the game, but the follow-up to Siege of the Undercity isn't. You can hear some of the dialogue in that fan campaign I did. Curse of the Forsaken, I think it was. In Warcraft 3. It basically retells the Wrath of the Lich King storyline differently, but it does outright use some dialogue from it. And I do believe there was some outright dialogue from that. Battle for the Undercity in it. So you'll at least get to hear a bit there. Or you can go look up an actual video on it. But yeah, the relevant bit anyway is during the attack on the Ratgate, remember the guy who, as far as I remember, provided I'm not mistaken names, remember at the end of BFA, my series on it, the guy sacrificed himself and Sylvanas fucked off. His son died here. Well, his son led the Horde side from this base, while Bolvar led this side. They fought side by side, and they're like along, old battle brothers, you know? They got along well. Yes, just two warriors more focused on the grander issue, or didn't, less tied in with the factional hatred, I guess. But yeah, they were getting along like two long-lost battle brothers. And then the Forsaken proceeded to bombard the shit out of that position, out of the Ratgate. They did get Arthas, and he actually did suffer from the blight they used. But he just choked a bit on it and then hurried out. Well, the rest were trapped and died in it. But when the ruby dragons came along, Bolvar survived. Their flames actually caused life to blossom on the ground and actually kept him alive. Somehow, the Lich King spirited him and the other guy away during the carnage, and turned one into a death knight while torturing Bolvar. Bolvar didn't give in. And when you turned up to fight the Lich King, he was chained up just above him, like I was saying. And once Lich King was struck down, someone had to take up the Helm of Domination. Tyrion, who we saw in the Legion pre-patch, was going to do it, but Bolvar said no. I'll do it, and put it on his head, sat on the throne, and it iced over. Sylvanas, of course, punched a hole in the ice as a fuck you to him. And then Deathwing shook the place, which kind of set the scene for Bolvar to come back, because that's why Arthas became the Lich King in the first place. There was a hole punched in the ice, a bigger one, albeit, and the ice frozen throne had been shaken, making the hole bigger. Albeit it was Illidan shaking, particularly Ice Crown, but about to rip the world in half. Rip the world apart, but still. It was like a more minor scale of it. It was kind of still setting the stage for Bolvar to come back, and then Sylvanas just yanks the crown off his head instead. But yeah, he used to be a human leader, some mighty human knight, but was fouled at the Ratgate, barely survived, and was tortured by Arthas, didn't give in, and took his place. That's why he looks as he does. Not entirely like he's charred black by the flames. He didn't used to look that prior. The red in him, that's presumably also from the flames. I think he also put on the Lich King armor at some stage. Don't know where he got his mace, but it looks fucking nice. Actually, would that be a remodel of the Paladin mace? No, it's too big, I know, something about the head seemed familiar.
There is much to be done.
Do you have a different voice? He's been on ice for a while, it's fine if he sounds weird. It is good that you've arrived. Odd.
We all have.
They're all marked to elites except this guy.
What news?
Good health though. It is good that you've arrived. We need heroes like you in this dire hour. When Sylvanas shattered the Helm of Domination, she was touched by the power it released. I can sense the echoes of that power, and I know where she's gone. If you wish to rescue your leaders, the Shattered Helm can open the path. It cannot bring you back, however. That you must do on your own. The risk is great, Palnai, but there is no other way. We will begin the ritual at once. He knows my name!
She shattered the helm. It tore a gaping wound through the veil between our world and the Shadowlands. During my vigil upon the frozen throne, I caught fleeting glimpses into the realms of death. Among them, I saw a place of inescapable darkness. That is where you must go, if you are to save those Sylvanas has taken. Together, we can open the way. Place the shards of domination around the circle of runes. Then the ritual can begin. When the helm rested upon my head, it took all my will to keep its insidious power in check. Many times, I nearly faltered. I could sense a dark presence at the edge of my consciousness. Not Arthas, not Ner'zhul. Something else.
I don't want to interrupt him.
It is that very presence I sense lurking beyond the shattered sky above. I dare not travel with you. Even free of the helm, I fear I would become bound to the will of its true master. But this threat cannot be left unchecked. Therefore you must venture where I cannot.
It's a bit bullshit, because the people who fucking made it were the Burning Legion. I guess they stole the power from the realm of death. You know, and he's been tainted by that.
The dangers you face will be considerable. Alone, you may well be outmatched. To aid in this task, the Knights of the Ebon Blade
But wouldn't
shall
they
lend you their
be tainted by it?
strength. Darian Mograine has volunteered to fight at your side.
The Ebon Blade does not fear death, here or in realms beyond.
Okay, I don't get that. If they're fine, why aren't you fine? Or maybe they mightn't be fine, but they're willing to just give it a try anyway.
Living mortals were never intended to cross beyond the veil. Where you are going, you may be unable to return. But there is no other course. Death comes to claim Azeroth. It falls to you to defend her.
People, like, I did miss the ending of...
The time has come. Take up the Shattered Helm, and we will open the rift.
I did miss miss out on my chance to finish BFA at the time, but I will be doing it in the future. But people were saying that you never did fix the scar in Silthus. It's still here, the sword is still in it. It's not actually healed in any way. So, if that's true, then either that storyline is just, like, what Sylvanas is doing here is just coming first and we'll be getting back to it, or Blizzard is really making aims of it. But then again, if that... they built that up to be a major threat, so... kind of weird for us to ignore it. But at the same time, so many of our leaders have been kidnapped and some, you know... that's an insidious bleeding wound, but an army's about to come crashing down on us, so we gotta go deal with that. Before we deal with the bleed, you know? So, maybe it's that kind of logic? No, Blizzard writing has never been the best.
The path opens.
Your courage will be remembered, champion. Aldiel Shalar.
Find those who were taken and bring them home.
Rescue the others. The Banshee is mine to kill.
Tyrande, don't do this!
For Ilisar Perenor!
Lose you to the darkness.
You made it through the rift. Good. I doubtless you should be on my business. Perhaps she charged ahead into the chaos.
That's annoying. So prematurely.
We know much.
You made it through the rift. Good. I thought this mission could succeed without you. No sign yet of the High Priestess. Perhaps she charged ahead into chaos. Not the most ideal of arrivals, but at least we're still in one piece. Not seen any sign of Tyrande. She landed elsewhere and continued on without us. Should keep an eye out. The Ebon Blade will prevail. A fractured blade. The chaotic energies of this place have scattered the blade. The Ebon Blade. Don't think Azeroth's blessings will reach you here, Paladin. We'll need allies if we are to survive this place. Which is why I guess we're not using this. Makes sense. It's tied in with her. With Azeroth. So it makes sense that it wouldn't work here. but it's not depowered like our sword, like our artifacts were. So I guess they could bring it back in another expansion when we are going back to finish off healing the wound. I suppose in a way, such a grievous wound isn't a one expansion affair, I guess. Trying to bullshit something out here to lessen the issue. We should find them quickly before they are overcome. Our knights are strong, but they don't have much of a chance scattered against such an opponent. We need to thin the ranks of our foe. The Ebon Blade won't do us any good if they're cut down. Yeah, they can't res each other.
Fight your way out of here. We will meet you ahead.
It's nice that we all use the same money. Ooh, audio level's wrong. Here, hold him for a sec. Did it get Shit, I realize what the issue is. It's meant to be like that. Okay, how do we know what meat is actually even usable?
Regroup with your fellow knights. We will not be far behind.
Can't tell. Are those Kultirans or the Valkyr? Not Valkyr. The but you know, the race humans descended from. Those look very like Wrath of the Lich Kingy, like Saronite. Yeah, that's concerning. I had a major itch to play this. Oh, Pandaren. To play this for the last while. And now that I'm playing it, it's just like, meh. It's fucking typical.
We are establishing a forward position. Go. Make sure we hold it.
Yeah, hold that thought.
I need to target something first.
But what the Lich King said might be a hint that these forces will be turned against us. Oh, can we mine these? Not really. We've been in this place mere moments and already our forces are depleted. I'll have to do. Take this horn. It can be used to call upon the remaining Ebon Blade forces to rally against your foes.
This clarion will signal the Ebon Blade to converge on your foe. Use it wisely.
Our enemies are relentless, but we'll continue to strike them back. Stand vigilant, Paladin. Wona Torn. One of the larger fiends, and several are knights engaged. Hurry to their aid. We lose more of our dwindling forces. Go, it's too late for me. I'm in combat. Alright. Oh, Jesus. Ooh, this. Okay. Maybe I should avoid you. Yeah, I'm thinking so too. That guy probably wants to kill me. I'm going to ignore him. Also, how did she dare know about the one over here? I always fall as you stand idle. Horsemen of the Ebon Blade. How many horsemen are there of the Ebon Blade? I know there's like the 4 horsemen of Naxxramas, but I think there's a few. I think those might be unique skeletons to those guys. Often with enemies you can see like them share animations and whatnot of other enemies. Kind of ruins the look of them when you see it. Nah.
Rally up ahead. Go! We have done all we can here. Let's get moving before reinforcements arrive.
You mean the reinforcements that are right the fuck here? Okay, that just looks wrong to me. Isn't that also slang for, like, the hair on down there on a person? Ever burning? Jeez, I don't think they have a cream for that. Slushy water, freeze-dried salted meat. I'm loath to leave some of our knights behind, but it's obvious we cannot stand against such foes. Must make sure their sacrifices are not in vain. Well, since we're now sallied together, couldn't you just run around as a little group of murder hobos, hacking and slashing? Sure, why not? It appears we've escaped our enemy's notice for the moment. We should take the opportunity to scout the nearby area for signs of our allies. We will draw less attention alone. The Ebon Blade will hold back, waiting my signal. Come, let us see what awaits us in this hellscape. Well, in that case, couldn't they work on trying to free people while we go ahead?
We are vastly outnumbered. Let's try not to draw unwanted attention. Keep an eye out for clues that point to the whereabouts of our allies.
Jaina's work.
Frost magic. Looks like the work of our friend, the Lord Admiral. The conflict seems to move in this direction. We should follow the trail before it grows cold.
I repent, please spare me this torment. Stygian giant.
Let's not engage that behemoth. I doubt our weapons could penetrate its armor plating.
No, I'm sure it could. Unless you meant this one, and no. There's no escape. No, not for you.
More of Lady Proudmoore's handiwork. It would be unwise to break the enchantment. Let's move along.
It's certainly long done, polymorph. Given we can come back here, it would be nice if it was like an enraged soul eater or what have you. This was the wrong move, but at least this still works. Ugh. It's tempting to switch this out, but switch these out, but that's such a useful thing. Ambient Stygia Acquiescence? Coalescence.
The Lord Admiral is truly formidable. We've bested one of these monstrosities. Hold! What's that up ahead?
Again, I feel they put...
Up ahead! It's Lady up ahead! It's Lady Proudmoore!
Shit, there's two of her now!
Looks like we've secured the Lord Admiral. I'll signal the Ebon Blade to advance.
Hey.
Thank the light you found us.
Again, I said it before, but I'm saying it again because it bugs the shit out of me. They did botch, you know, her becoming Lord Admiral. She committed grievous treason and was forgiven far too easily. Sure, forgive her, have that set up for her, but you have to make her bleed for it. You have to make her earn that, and she didn't. Yeah, she suffered, but she has to suffer for the Coltarian people. She has to... She needed to be bloodied more, you know? And actually, I'm thinking of it. Her sin is even to the Coltarian people would be even more grievous than the Lord Admiral dying. She turned again. She didn't stand by him, so the forces that stood by him died. They could blame their loss on her. And then later on, when the place gets mana bombed, and some of their loved ones, like they may still have had loved ones over there, they didn't come back either. That would be blamed on her. If she just stood at his side and killed the Horde, killed the Orcs, you know, her sins compound. You know, she would... It's a redemption arc. Maybe not in the eyes of the audience. Maybe you agree with what she did, and certainly I did. I do. But in the eyes of herself and her people, it was a redemption arc, which the writers didn't seem to grok. She didn't do enough redeeming. She didn't... When you're doing a redemption arc, the character has to go through trials and suffering. She did suffer a fair bit, but she was promoted to the rank of Lord Admiral too quickly. She needed to suffer more. And I will keep saying this till people agree with me. I'll bludgeon you into agreement.
What would you ask the daughter
Praise,
of the sea?
praise the Light Eye, but I'm just giving up hope. Then looks upon the Ebon Blade Knights. Is this all remain of your forces? It's a relief to see friendly faces again, but with a little time for pleasantries. Indeed, there's a giant fucking dragon over there. Thrall's wounded, and we're being hunted by the denizens of this realm. Must seek shelter at once. Come, I believe I know of a place.
The Alliance will, and you can't stay here. Can you walk, Thrall?
I will manage. Thank you for coming to my aid, Jaina.
Something's flying at us from above.
Oh, if it was from below.
Struggle all you like, mortals. You cannot escape your fate.
Then in jumps the Hyperion to our defense. No thanks. Not much for now.
We're overrun. I'm getting us out of here.
Yeah, I got one more to kill. Don't have to run all the way back. I had loot!
Some mere images behind to keep them distracted. The illusion won't hold for long. Hurry! A long road lies before us.
Those images will keep our foes distracted for a time, but they'll not give up their pursuit so easily. Must make haste.
I know what must be.
There's a cave not far from here. If we hurry, we can seek refuge. Those fiends will give chase if they spot us. Be prepared for a fight.
We all have our costs.
On your mark, we'll break for the cave nearby. Are you ready?
A
Yes.
single spark can set the world aflame. There's a cave just around the bend. With any luck, we can reach it before they notice.
Let's hope so. Our captors won't be pleased you managed to slip past them again.
You will not evade our grasp, mortals.
Well, there goes our luck. So much for remaining unnoticed. Let's hurry.
What did draw me by slip past them again? Escaped before.
Indeed. I've broken free countless times, only to end up back in the cage. I've hidden inside this cave before. We can't stay long, but it should buy us a little time.
Another ambush. Bring them down!
It's not really an ambush, really, is it? Oh, thank you for grouping up. Ah, they're marked as humanoid. They aren't dead.
Lord Admiral, before we found you, did you see any sign of the night?
Miranda, here. No, I have not.
She leapt into the rift just ahead of us. She vowed to find Sylvanas Windrunner. Any Cotistic.
That is trouble. An ancient ritual infused her with incredible power. Fear it may be growing beyond her ability to contain it.
Incredible power and incredible rage.
Your cell awaits, mage. The jailer has plans for you.
I've had enough of your cages, fiend.
There is nowhere to run. Nothing escapes the law.
Oh, don't think of it as escaping, more impromptu prisoner relocation. They're being shipped out of stakes. Don't talk shit when I'm kicking your face in.
In here.
Don't be so casually sauntering, damn it. Oh, glad to see you're taking it easy.
Enough here for the moment. When you first arrived, I wasn't sure if you were even real, or if you were just another illusion meant to torment us. I was beginning to lose hope that I'd see anyone from our world again.
Time does flow differently here, people have hinted. Or I've seen people say already on Twitter. Which is why people are saying that in the next expansion, when we get released from here, something. There could be a time skip. With like all the people, well, minus Stranded jumping in, a lot of the like basically Sylvanas grabbed a lot of the calmer people like Bane and Anduin. They were fucking pen pals. And left the hotter heads behind as if to stoke the war again. So there'll be a time skip and we'll come back into the middle of another fucking war.
Get on with it.
So that's what people have been thinking. Of course, we'll have to wait and see.
The time for dreaming is over.
Rest here while you can, Palanai. I'll tell you what I know.
Be careful who you trust.
Anduin insisted that her eyes would come for us. I confess I'd begun to doubt him. I'm sure you've many questions. I'll do what I can to provide answers, but I'm afraid even after what has it been, weeks, longer, time loses all meaning in a place of such darkness. Forgive me. I'll tell you what little I can.
Control your power.
I know
It will control you.
this. I know this place is a lot to take in. Take a moment to gather yourself. When you're ready, I'll tell you what I know.
I will never forget. Very well. Where to begin? Denizens call this realm the Maw. From what I have gathered, it was intended as a prison for the most foul, irredeemable souls that ever existed.
Something has changed.
Stop. Don't stand inside a guy.
Souls are being held captive here as well. They cry out in torment.
Indeed. And one of their tormentors, and ours, is Sylvanas Windrunner. It seems she has made a powerful ally. The Shades whisper of someone called a jailer.
Not fully sold on how he looks. Tell me more.
The Alliance will endure. The jailer rules this realm. We know little about him, but it's clear he has taken a special interest in us. He has personally overseen our treatment here.
We have to keep looking at his weird gimp outfits.
Moments. At times, it felt as if we were being tested. Though for what purpose, I cannot say.
Whatever this jailer and the Banshee are planning, it won't end well for any of us.
I've followed some people on Twitter, and I can't remember who said it. They might have retweeted someone else, but it sounds like already, like in some cutscene that's already out, they tried to set about redeeming Sylvanas. Like, oh, she's actually doing all this for good, and it's just like, I don't see how. I'm hoping that they're misconstruing it. And secondly, like, can't she just be evil? It's just like, she's done so much evil things. I know, I think I've seen comments like people giving her a pass because she's a strong, empowered woman, and it's just like, fuck off with that, please. Fuck off with that, please. I've no issue with them, it's just so often their examples aren't. You know? If they are, they are, but so often they aren't. And that's my issue. So that just bugs the shit out of me. Because it's inaccurate, damn it. Among other reasons. So. And stupid and so on and so forth. Anyway, Jaina, what about the others who were taken?
I caught glimpses of Bane and Anduin during my attempts to break free. They live. That's all I know for certain. But I have found no means of leaving them all. I can only manage to teleport short distances. This nightmare feels inescapable.
Countless souls are now pouring into this realm. Some have been here for untold ages. Perhaps one of them knows a way out.
I can scarcely imagine the horrors such spirits have endured. I fear there's nothing left of them to save. They manifest as malevolent shades that wander the darkness. I doubt they willingly help us.
Well, these aren't.
Knights of the Ebon Blade have ways to compel the dead to speak. If we seize one of them, we can extract its secrets.
The little guys seem friendly enough.
We cannot let the world fall to darkness.
I need time to recover after that battle. Thrall could use some rest too. While we rest, perhaps you and Mograine can seek answers.
We all have our purposes. The true battle lies ahead.
For us, there is no peace.
If these souls have information we need, we'll take it from them. Even after being shattered by the Banshee, the helm fragment given to you by Bolvar holds the power of domination. With it, we should be able to take control of the spirits long enough to find out what they know. They'll need to be sufficiently weakened before we can break them. I'm confident you're more than capable of that task.
Forge our own destiny.
Fracture remnants of the Lich King's power. Okay, that does look cool. It's kind of making me think of like replayed a bit of Bioshock Infinite the other month, and a bit of the like outfit one of the guys in that had. Vaguely, obviously different, but vaguely. Maybe you need someone here at the door, but not so close. Damn it! Back a bit. They know we're here. These guys should really be repositioned, but the Mao Shadows might be under direct control, or might be just a bit more than a little bit mindless. And if this is some Lord of the Dead, then who's to say he's not manipulating these guys' answers? There could be an obvious exit, but he might be almost speaking through them, or giving the script of what to say. That's why I'd be terrible in this situation, because I'm just like riddled with paranoia. Like, all we have to do is go down the street, go into the local 7-Eleven, and they have a port out. You know, that might be all we have to do, but, you know, he's just scripting them to say that there's no way out. We're damned. Useless. These souls are fragmented to provide us with anything. Wait, what is that? Look over there, look over to the ridge. There lies our quarry. No telling how many souls are riding together within that amalgam. With any luck, one of them might be coherent enough to give us answers.
A shadow. This target poses a considerable threat. I will signal the Ebon Blade for assistance once we engage it.
Sadly, can't look at its picture again. That is a nuisance. Ooh, that's handy. Took it a moment. I'm not sure who I would work with. It might be Ascended. I'm not really interested in the Wild Hunt. Wasn't there 5? I thought there was 5. I might go with Bastion. I might go with basically, I might go with anyone but Aldenweld. Really, I think thematically and whatnot. Is there really only 2 chapters to this? I hope there's more. Bastion fits more thematically with me. You know, I'm a paladin, you know, it fits more thematically. But Ravendirt has Telthos in it, and it'll be interesting to see more of him. Presuming we'll see more of him by joining the faction. Like, you join one. Maldraxxus seems kind of interesting. Aldenwald, not really. I don't roleplay, but it just... I have a little, like, teaming idea in my head for my character, you know? Like, it's when I you know, when they said, like, oh, the, you know, Draenei fled from their planets for, you know, ages and blah, blah, blah. I always thought my character was one of those original survivors. That was, like, my little kind of internal shtick idea for him. Not that I ever told anyone through these videos. But that was just my own little internal thing. That was just my internal little idea, and so just going by that, it feels like Bastion is like a place of the light, as far as I know. It just feels more thematically appropriate because Paladin, but I kind of like the aesthetic over here, and actually over here, I don't really care for druidic stuff, so new, but these other places seem kind of interesting. I'll be questing through each, then I decide which to throw my lot in with. So I'll weigh it up then. Who knows, I could go for Ardenwald, but we'll have to wait and see. But enough mouths, and one of them is bound to speak. Let's bring this thing back to the cave and find out what it knows. My instincts were correct. Whatever dark magic binds these souls together also keeps them more or less coherent. It'll take time, but we'll find out what this thing knows. My interrogation will require use of the helm, but rest assured I'll return it to your care. Let's bring our prize to the Lord Admiral.
Nice, you're coming with us.
Seems your search was a success. Enough rest. There's much to be done.
Control your power.
Anduin has been kept in a place the shades call Tre Malkium. It's not far, but the way is perilous. For more than once to free him from his captors, but the forces holding him are too great for me to handle alone. I'm counting on your presence to tip the scales.
Be careful who you trust.
Thrall isn't fully better, he's still holding himself.
My staff will serve as an anchor for me to teleport us back to safety. All set. Let's get moving.
I remember one guy arguing that Jaina was too powerful, you know, the whole boat trick. Then he was kind of mistaken, you remember, with her teleporting back into ships. It was just her using the, like, it seemed like an old, like, Hearthstone, but required a mage to use for the fleet. So her using an artifact to teleport them back in, rather than her just doing it herself. But still, she's quite potent. If they gave something. But anyway. Where are we going? Over here.
Use the helm while it's weakened.
Alright. Part of me feels that maybe she seems like that because they have been kind of amping up the hero characters, and since she was one of the main hero characters for an expansion, you know, she seemed very powerful. Like previously they were just like, go do this, go do that, oh, something cool. And, well, they didn't take the center stage, as she did. But, then again, they were also weird with some of the writing of her, so,